Today I want to talk about the song You've Gone Wild, and what I think is its true meaning. You've Gone Wild, if you're not familiar, is Skid Row's debut hit single off their first album, and it's the song the band is mostly known for. The song was written by guitarist Dave Sabo and bass player Rachel Bolan. It was produced by the legendary Michael Wagner. The song had varying degrees of chart success around the world, but to this day, it has stood the test of time and continues to be a fan favourite. You've Gone Wild, in a nutshell, is a rocker's pride type song about defiance in the face of adversity and the establishment. The song is a very clear message to the man in the three-piece suit. The man represents an authority figure. The man could be a male, a female, or it could be one of those transformers I keep hearing so much about. The man wants you to conform. The man wants you to cut your hair and get in the way of the music you enjoy and the beliefs that you hold dear, because he wants to mould you into the perfect little 9 to 5, don't think for yourself conformist. Do it this way, not your own way. Believe this but not that. If you do it this way and don't believe what I do, you're a bad person and your life is going to be ruined. That man. You've Gone Wild tells the cautionary tale of a young rocker who's been driven too far by the boss man screaming madness in his ear. He decides to fight back. The boss is screaming in my ear, telling me who I'm supposed to be. Get a three-piece suit, smile, and you can look just like me. Yeah, no thanks. Sebastian often gave such great speeches about what this song meant to him on stage, regaling in tales of brawls in places like Yonge Street, having to fight off idiots just for having the look that he did, and being a rocker. His feminine good looks stood in stark contrast to the tough, hardened frontman that he actually was. He took no crap. He spoke his mind. He stood up for himself, his band, and what he believed in. As a result, his brazen attitude made him a lightning rod for drama and controversy, leading to a string of incidents that would land the band in hot water. The three big incidents that stand out to me is the bottle incident, the H.e.a.t t-shirt, and the lifetime ban from Wembley for saying the F word. There was no media training, no guide on what to do when you're attacked in an arena, and no consideration for the man telling you can't use the F word to a live audience. Sebastian was that guy. As a young rocker myself, his speeches and the song was a breath of life because I myself had gone through the very same thing. Just like Sebastian and just like the guy in the song, I had also looked and seen that it wasn't only me. This song soon became my personal anthem, and after careful consideration at 21 years old, I got my version of the tattoo. I wanted my version of the tattoo to be like a modern take on the classic, which is why mine is more detailed. The old green flames was a last minute decision because I thought it would look cooler. The flame and converse for me represents that pent up, distinctive energy, frustration and rage that's been kept in for so long. That fire is our passion, and that passion is the driving force that keeps us moving forward. And that thing, that driving force that keeps us moving forward, the man would love nothing more than to stamp that out. Whatever form the man has taken throughout my lifetime, I've never really liked him too much. The video pretty much represents the same thing. Even though it was from a different era to mine, its message resonated with me and everything that was going on. It wasn't easy to be a rocker in Ireland in the mid-2000s, and not that many bands talked about it in their songs. But here was Skid Row screaming it from the rooftops, "We are the youth gone wild." I was a rocker, and I was proud to be a rocker, and I was proud to wear that message across my forearm. A strange thing has happened in the last 10 or so years. Something I never could have imagined is happening in my lifetime. The scene is dying, and the word rocker has been replaced by the word alt, and the people who are now alt seem to dress like us, but for a different reason. These people seem to be pro the establishment, pro the message, pro the current ever-changing thing. They support a very specific fringe side of the establishment, and unfortunately for me, the establishment doesn't quite align with my values. One of the people who now seems to be pro the message is the very first person to ever get this tattoo. The very person who made this song what it is, Sebastian Bach. And I find myself at odds with all of this because, in my personal opinion, he seems to have drank the poison. He's been extremely vocal about what we should all be doing, and in the process has alienated a substantial portion of his audience. He's joined the loser club. He's become the man, along with a slew of other insufferable musicians who now think it's rock and roll to virtue signal and tell you what you should think, what you should say, and who you should vote for. And I don't get it, because You've Gone Wild, in Sebastian's own words, were about when you're sick and tired of being shut up, put down and told what to do, you are the youth gone wild. Where is that guy? Am I him now? I mean, I most definitely am sick and tired of being told what to do, what to think, and having to choose my words very carefully. We all are, right? You know, there used to be a time where whatever side you were on, whatever beliefs you held dear, once you crossed the threshold of a metal bar, none of that BS mattered. The things that did matter was the music, the camaraderie, the community and the scene, because that was our common ground. We respected and cared for one another. We looked out for one another. And that's why I try my best to leave the real world politics at the door when I make these videos, because I'm a rocker of that time and mentality. I'm still of the mindset that everyone is welcome here. I really am happy to sit here and listen to a clash in opinion all day long, but don't tell me what to do or what to think. It's reasonable, right? Unfortunately, all that camaraderie and sense of community has all but disappeared from me. Rockers like me are part of a dying breed. The new rockers aren't rockers in the current generation. When I walk around now and see people like myself, I find myself at odds with those people who look like me, because I guess they aren't me. They're wearing the look, but they're wearing it for a different reason, and they're marching to the beat of a different drum altogether. And I wouldn't mind so much if they weren't so insufferable to the point of nausea, regurgitating their echo chamber nonsense. I find it all very strange and disappointing, and I'd be lying if I said that it didn't rub me the wrong way, especially when the guy I looked up to seems to have joined that crowd. Again, to be a rocker when I grew up, you really had to fight for it. To buy the clothes, it was a very exclusive thing, because you paid a premium price to get them clothes. When you seen another person in a Guns N' Roses or a Nirvana top, what have you, you knew that those were your people. And when you look at people dressed the same now, they are not the same as us. To see that look being stolen to represent something that it isn't, yeah, that annoys me. Maybe I've just gotten too old, and maybe this is in fact a man yells at cloud type video, but I miss how it used to be. Maybe what it is to be a youth gone wild type rocker is now an outdated thing. Maybe the notions of what it is to be a rocker now simply doesn't have a place in today's society, but nevertheless, here I am, still walking that endless mile, and if I have to walk it alone, I will. But I can't be the only one who feels this way, can I? I can't be the only one who's disappointed with how Sebastian has flipped the script. You know, I'd love to know what you, my viewer, thinks of this, so please be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you very much for watching.